All right, so yesterday I just posted a video on the SW1200 build, the update part 2. And while I was here at the computer, I just decided to mess around with this track planning software to see what was even possible for the extension, or if I could even do it, what I was dealing with space, and how to make it kind of removable. I wanted kind of like some fold-up legs and being able to put it in the closet when I'm not using it. So a little bit of designing. I was sketching around on a piece of paper and came up with a plan. Went over to my father-in-law's house, and we had it built in about 30 minutes. So it definitely escalated pretty quickly. I've got it built. I've got it here. It's mounted. We're ready for track. So I'll show you guys that in just a minute. But first, this Wednesday, November the 6th at 9 p.m., I'm going to be on Model Railroading Live with Who's Big Bill Talking To. So come on over and check it out. Ask some questions, anything about the layout or anything. So I'll be on there talking with Big Bill, and I'm real excited about that. So if you're around that evening, come check it out. So anyway, let's run over to the layout and I'll show you what I built. All right, so here it is. This is a different view that you guys usually get from the layout. Again, it's in the corner here against the window, and I had this small space that I wanted to build a small extension to cover the window, partially cover the window. I want to make it removable when I'm not using it, but in reality it's actually really doesn't take up any space at all. The cat's little perch there takes up just as much room as this. So when you walk over, again, here's my workbench, which is a mess right now, and the window, and this is what I've got. So it doesn't really take up much floor space. Again, this room isn't really used for anything other than the layout and the computer. So I don't know, we'll probably, again, it's going to be removable. I'll show you guys what I did with that. I'm going to put a backdrop. I figure I've got some leftover particle board that I used for this backdrop. I think I even have a perfect piece about 18 inches high, which is good because this is 6 inches deep. So that'll give me some room to mount it on. I'll probably make it removable with some industrial strength Velcro. So about 12 inches up. Paint the same sky color. And I don't know, we'll figure out what to do with that later, but I want to make it, where I could take the backdrop off pretty easily, and if I need to put it in the closet for any reason. So here it is. What we decided, well, actually the entire layout is built all with the same material. This is poplar, just from Home Depot. This is 1x6. I use that for all of this, even the extension, and even the top. So I had a bunch of it laying around. The top is a 1x12, same poplar, and we just kind of glued and stapled it to the inside here, which was part of the original design, because really this was kind of like a shelf to begin with. That's why there's that routed edge here. It was going to be a shelf. The master plan was it to be eventually be a layout, and that's what it turned out to be anyway. So it's got this routed edge. It looks okay, but the extension lead over there does not have the routed edge, nor does this one. So no big deal. I'll probably end up blending this in. You won't even really see that it had a routed edge here. I'll have to rip up all the scenery, the track, and come up with an idea of what I'm going to do to bring it onto the new extension. Let's see, the legs, we made them so they fold, which is pretty cool. We just recessed a bolt, and that style, not that, I don't know the name of it, but it's in the leg itself, so it stays nice and tight, and this folds up under here. right now I've just got it mounted. It's not very heavy at all. I ended up bracing the layout with an extra piece of furniture or whatever, this shelf bracing here, just to give it a little bit more strength. And it's really strong, it's solid, it's not going anywhere. What I'm doing now, it's just temporarily up with a clamp, but we've got some alignment rods that are going to go through. We'll make sure they stay, or I want to make sure it's perfectly where it needs to be, and then we'll put those rods in so it'll easily be in the same spot every time. And then the legs on that side hold it up. So this piece here, we ran out of wood. Oh, and also I kind of wanted to keep it lightweight, so I had a piece of foam, a big piece of foam, and we just cut it and glued it in, and it's solid. It's not going to really need to take any weight anyway, so it shaves a few pounds, and I had it laying around, so it works great. This will end up being all, I'll have a cork mat probably for the track, and then we'll put scenery and everything on here. I have no idea what I want to do yet. That's the fun part. This is part of the hobby that I enjoy the most, to be honest. It's the planning, the what ifs, what can I do. Unfortunately, I built the layout before I started doing videos, so I really don't have any videos on the layout update or of the layout construction and everything. So I'm excited to kind of make a new series on, expanding the layout, since I've been wanting to do this for a while now. So I'm thinking again, this is going to be, instead of, sorry for all the movement, but instead of this track being where, in my head, Norfolk Southern comes and drops off the inbound cars and takes away the outbounds as a kind of an exchange or interchange track. Instead of it being here, it's now going to be here to kind of free up some space here on the main part of the layout and open up some more possibilities of more switching. So we'll have one long track that'll come all the way to the end. I'm thinking of maybe two tracks, maybe a curved turnout there. So I actually have a runaround, because this layout doesn't have a runaround track. It's all the same direction switches. So maybe I'll throw one in there. It's not really needed, but I don't know. Maybe I'll have another track facing the other direction where I can use the runaround. But one obstacle that I am kind of running into is I use code 70 track microengineering. I use their turnouts and the track, and I can't really find a curved turnout in code 70. I don't know if someone if knows of any, they could maybe send me a link or point me in the right direction, but I couldn't really find any. I think I found some that were like flexible, or some kits maybe that you could build, but I want to stick to kind of the reliable commercial turnouts. It's not really worth me building them, since I only need one. I don't know. I know Pico makes great turnouts. I did, I messed around with N-Scale a little bit a few years ago, and I had a lot of Pico turnouts, and I really liked how they work. Again, they're spring loaded like the microengineering, but they only make them in I think code 83 and 100. I couldn't find any code 70 turnouts. So I don't know if maybe I could do, I know they sell like transition rail joiners to go from code 70 to code 83. Maybe I could just put a code 83 curve turnout in with those rail joiners on each end and keep the code 70 track. I'm not sure. Or if I'd maybe just put a regular turnout here, with the one coming this way, and then instead of having this track that will just be here, maybe it will curve along with it, and then back to another turnout, a regular microengineering number 6 turnout. I don't know. So I'll be kind of messing around with different track configurations for a little bit before I decide to, glue it all down and actually start laying track. So I don't know, any suggestions, post them down below. I'd like to hear them. As far as the cutting for the transition, got a few ideas what to do there. Again, this isn't a main line. Trains aren't going to be running fast. I don't have any large trains, so it's okay if the track works kind of wonky, as long as nothing's going to derail. It's going to be fine. It makes it look a little bit more prototypical anyway. But I'll probably have a transition track between the two that I could kind of put in and then slide some rail joiners in to kind of meet the transition between the two pieces of benchwork. I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, that's all I got for today. If you're around Wednesday night, come check me out on Model Railroading Live. And hopefully have another update on this extension soon. So, alright guys, thanks for watching.